certainly not something they haven't seen all day today, as Hoopa has definitely been a presence across the board for all of these teams. We're taking a quick look here. Geese rolling through, getting a little bit of this APOM action before they, I was going to say before they jump into that central area, but we've got that Dragonite Adesu that's going to be in there for Random Gaming.
You know, we see very different character splits between the two teams here. We see Yerman's Squavit invading the central area of Random Gaming, while Random Gaming sends not just Lucario, but also their Duraludon top path to push on this solo Lucario that Yerman has presented there.
Yeah, they're going to be able to stem out the Lucario here a little bit for Yerman if they so choose. There's something to note is that Duraludon for Random Gaming going to rotate back into their central area once Adesu gets done? Or is this Squovit Nazu going to keep them from getting their levels, which means that the Dragonite's going to have to circle back again? And we're going to have to keep an eye on that because Nazu doing some good work level 3 in the face of that level 4 Dratini.
Well, it's worth noting there, you see both of those orange and blue buffs floating along the bottom of that Dratini there. Nazu failing to secure the ever-critical last hits on either of Random Gaming's important buff Pokemon.
Now the bottom path, we've got some action around those bees here as Gatlu is still level 3, and they're going to try and level up as Urzaron and Kiva are on the chase. Roll out Wigglytuff, catches the Duraludon, then clips the whole squad coming back through. Talking about a bowling ball clipping all the pins, and yeah, they caught a receipt for that, but that was a good looking play.
We see Duraludon here going to push off not one, but two opposing Pokemon with the knockout from that Dragon Pulse. They're just incredibly powerful against low HP opposing Pokemon. Gatlu unsuccessfully, the Yerman's Squavit unsuccessfully with trying to invade there and being knocked out for it.
Yeah, 3 versus 1, a little bit much for the Squovit Squirrel there as Random Gaming is back to their action. Nine's going to get some points up top. Redmaw going to try and stem that. Darts in, darts out. A little bit of a punch to the grill there for Triple Nines as they're slowly making it back to their own spot here. And those points are going to go in for Random Gaming.
Players on both sides of the team running all around the map here. A little bit difficult to parse in the traditional sense which path is specifically ahead or behind. But if we look at the levels here, Yerman is a little bit ahead on some of the metrics, but not all of them. Still incredibly close game as we head to the ever-important second bees that are the next point of contention in our match.
That Greedon scrambling around all over Urzaron there, trying to get some damage in. Not worse for wear is the purple team Yermans as they're down on their base. And look at that rollout. Wigglytuff Akroma just getting all over the map as Geese and Akroma are trying to hold it down in the face of 3 players. They're pushing Blaine on the verge. They get KO'd by the Duraludon, and now the Lucario's trying to work its way in. They're in and out, no problem, as the defense for Random Gaming is holding up tight. That goal zone is still standing. Great look here as Dreadnought has arrived.
We see Yerman utilize that hyperspace hole from Hoopa to try and get down to the bottom path and advance, but they're unable to push that advantage. Random Gaming getting positioning around this Dreadnought, but that close combat by the Lucario, no, it is the right side team that secures the objective. The shields just got deleted instantaneously.
Too much damage sitting on Random Gaming as Urzaron unable to take a KO Shrika 2. They're pushing back into the face of the team that got the Dreadnought, but here comes Geese getting KOs of themselves as they eat it off the back of the Duraludon, and now Redmaw's getting worked through by the Random Gaming Duraludon, but it's a KO Shrika 4 back the other way. This sentient refrigerator, whatever you want to call it, piece of machinery, the tower, doing work down here in the bottom lane, getting 4 KOs, chalk them up for another one here, as it is just in the face of this Random Gaming squad.
Huge knockout for the Dragonite here on Random Gaming side, able to knock out that Duraludon that is an entire level above it here. Can it get yet another with a Hyper Beam? And there is a Unite move, and we see another one go down. Can we get a third?
We're working on it, and you find it. That's a Hyper Beam straight to the back, ripping through that Lucario, sending them packing for sure. And now Random Gaming in the face of this Hoopa and this Ninetales. This A9 as Akroma gets caught a little bit. They're getting chased, but let's see if they're going to be able to stick around. A good rollout, clips a bunch of players, knocks them up, and there we go. The Greedon's in the mix, and the Greedon gets a KO on the A9, and now they're working back through on the Rotom. What a teamwork play between Gatlu and Akroma as they're able to seal up the Rotom as well, and now they're putting the pressure on Hoopa. Good night, sir, as they are sent back to their spawn point. Now Nazu's trying to stem the bleeding as they have to fight off their Unite move and try and get in the face of Redmaw, keep these points from going in. Here comes Blaine, fruitless as they sit in this goal zone, and the Rotom's just on the verge of finding its way in. Yerman Burger Flippers coming in with the defense, able to pick up a KO on that Greedon for sure, and now they're working through Rotom, and their defensive stand works.
While Random Gaming was pushing that Rotom successfully in the top, we saw they were also busy in that bottom path, knocking out that ever-important outside goal for Yerman, giving Random Gaming an incredible positional advantage for this second Dreadnought here. We see not only Dragonite, but also Duraludon here, able to get ready to secure this objective as it gets melted. But Hoopa bringing in some friends, and the objective is just deleted instantaneously there by our Random Gaming team on the right side.
Oh, here we go. Lucario takes out the Dragonite. Now again, Yerman's moving through. That's a Unite move by Geese to try and protect that goal zone. They're able to keep the pressure on, take out the Lucario themselves. Working through, that's KO Streak of 2 on the opposing Duraludon. And now Geese is feeling it moving forward here as the points are going in for Random Game in the top goal zone. Great work, good split effort here, and get a little bit of defense, best side of offense, and it's just looking good in the top path for Random Gaming as they're up by about 85 points.
It feels like Random Gaming has been actually everywhere on this map at any given point. They're securing Rotom at the top while simultaneously breaking a gold bottom. They're securing a Dreadnought in the bottom while they're successfully pushing the second gold top. They are currently up on levels. They're currently up by almost 100 points. This is definitely Random Gaming's game to lose as we head on in towards this final stretch.
Unite move by the Greedent comes in, and they're working with Nines. Nines is trying to push back Geese, so Geese can't play defense. They close out the goal zone, and here we go. We're belching now. Duraludon goes down to Lucario combination. Chroma's in the mix, and they're getting outpaced here. Is the Green going to go for the score? They do. And now the Lucario's forced on getting in. There's the Chroma circles in to the goal zone to get a little bit of HP. Roll out. Wigglytuff not going to get it right now as the Chroma's finally forced to retreat. Jumps back into the mix. Nines. Nazu, get in there. Can they close this thing out? They're buying time, and is the support going to show up for Yerman? It's not, as they keep pushing, and a Chroma standing tall in the face of all these Pokemon. Are you kidding me?
As we see this endless scoring dancing around on the bottom, Greedent just doing what it does best, being on the opponent's side, being as annoying as it possibly can. That being said, Greedent was buying good time there, even if it didn't score a ton of points. We see Yerman secure this Rotom top, creating a lot of valuable map pressure in while this third Dreadnought of the game is getting ready to spawn in the bottom path.
Yeah, all of Yerman is positioned around it, but here we go. Random Gaming is starting to move that direction here, and that it's going to have to just be a team fight. If Random wants to try and flip this thing, they're a bit late. We'll see how close this thing is to being burned down to 3rd HP, and that darts in. The left side takes it. Yerman takes it. Duraludon is able to seal it up for the squad, and now they're pushing back in the face of Random Gaming. Gee's going to try and hold it down, firing some beams here. Are they coming through here? That little Dragon Pulse going to ring out, and now a Chroma puts the chase, little roll out, hides in the grass, and Yerman successfully pushed back in that bottom path.
We see level 14 Dragonite for Random Gaming to just level 13s on Yerman's side. A little bit over leveled here for Random Gaming as we head into the end engagement. Random Gaming is not a big fan of taking full endgame team fights here, so I'm going to see, given the level advantage, do they choose to flip this Zapdos objective, or will they instead choose to try and fight?
Gatlu and Unite moves are coming out. Hoop on bounds everywhere as the Gatlu use their Unite move and working through. They're belching all over the Zapdos. Zapdos at about 3rd HP. Gatlu's down. 2 players down for Random Gaming. Everyone's still standing for Yerman. Redmaw's on the edge. They're getting picked off here as Random Gaming still gets the Zapdos in the middle. Unlock these goal zones. That's a Hunterburger going in. KO Streak of 2 for the Lucario here, but these points are starting to rain in. Redmaw's going to jump back to base to try and play some defense as they're up by 260-ish points. Make that just about 70-ish points here as Yerman brings parity a little bit to the scoreboard.
Yeah, we see Random Gaming choose to go with their typical strategy of working to secure that objective. That is why they had that Hyper Beam Dragonite, but it was important to note they kind of lost the fight that was occurring while that objective was being secured. Only 3 of them making it out post Zapdos, and only 2 of those 3 being able to get those dunks in. A less than 100-point differential here means that Yerman only needs to put together a push that makes a single 50-point dunk while we are in double time.
The 2 characters I'm watching is the Dragonite and the Greedent here for Random Gaming, as they both carry score shields. Now, so does the Greedent for Yerman Burger Flippers. So those are the characters you got to be looking out for here, these Pokemon, as they're going to make the final throws of this match very interesting.
Yeah, and we see here pretty typical positioning for Random Gaming the way they like to play. They're saying, okay, I'm not going to defend against your scores. I probably can't do that. Instead, we're going to send our people to go over and cap. And actually, it looks like they were, in fact, able to defend successfully there pushing off that Greedent in the center, and they get yet another score in up top with that Dragonite, increasing their lead to over 100 points. So we're going to see this first game go over to Random Gaming here.
Hoopa Unbound, and we see the Unite move by the Dragonite jumping to that middle zone here as that retreat is by Nazu, and they're going to try and score here with the Duraludon just chipping in, keeping them from scoring. Good round of defense by Random Gaming here, and I think they just won themselves a game 1 in the losers finals.
We see Random Gaming taking that first match down here as the scores total up 576 to 413.
On certain sides of the map here, and that's what I'm looking for. How will this Yerman Burger Flippers team move across this map to hopefully bring parity in this match and win themselves here game 2 to force this thing to a game 3?
Okay, we see our Squavit for Yerman luring that central path invade again. It was a little bit less than successful in the first game. We also see Random Gaming changing up here a little bit. Remember, in the first game, they sent their Duraludon top path, this time sending their Lucario solo and choosing to be 2 to 3 in the bottom path.
Absolutely, Nazu putting the pressure on early here, and the points already going in for Random Gaming. They're pushing the goal zones here. Gatlu, that Squovit, so durable here. Oh, Chroma hits a Wigglytuff right now, and that rollout is already starting. Look how far up Gatlu is up the path here, forcing the Duraludon to come in and Blaine to work through and finally get that KO on the pesky squirrel.
Yeah, Squavit going down to the knockout, but more importantly, it brought that Duraludon from Yerman to that bottom path and out of that central area before it could even complete knocking out all those wild Pokemon. Again, effectively buying time, which is what we see Greedent's doing quite consistently.
Yeah, that investment by Random Gaming to take care of Nazu was big. They had 3 characters working through, and Nazu still got some points in before getting taken out. Good show by them, and they have to be happy about it. But now Random Gaming getting all the points in back the other way in the face of 9s who can't really challenge 3 players getting into their goal zone.
Now, one thing that I'm interested to see how it plays out here, because Duraludon was chosen to send to the bottom path by Random Gaming this time through, their bottom path is the one currently lacking a little bit of experience. Still not even quite ticking 5 yet for Random Gaming, so missing that powerful Dragon Pulse ability until just now.
Yeah, just now picked it up, and I'm still keeping an eye on Gatlu as they're rolling into the top path here, using that little springboard into the center, and we're going to get some of the fish in the middle. Blaine working back, though, and this Ninetales hasn't been quite a factor that we would have liked to seen with their freezing abilities here, but I'm sure it's going to come into play as Blaine, again, is the soul of this Yerman Burger Flipper squad.
We see Hoopa coming into the center path for Yerman, trying to get that Squavit out, but unsuccessfully pinching, but they're, speaking of pinching, all of Random Gaming getting caught out here in the center as 3 of them get knocked out here.
Great adjustment, and Random Gaming caught flat-footed here as Yerman is really feeling it. Great comms there to get everybody together and rein into some of the tougher to knock out Pokemon, such as that Wigglytuff and that Greedent here doing good work. Now, Yerman doesn't want to over-push here. They don't over want to stay there welcome. I'm glad they're retreating because that would have ended up in a bad news bear situation for them.
You see those bees coming up here, providing a key amount of experience for the team. Yerman basically saying, it's okay, we're giving up our top path here for a few points so that way we can get the positional advantage for this Dreadnought, because the first Dreadnought is an important source of experience to get our team ahead in the early parts of this match.
Well, Dreadnought's here, and Yerman Burger Flippers have arrived first, and they're working through, and they're prioritizing that Duraludon Geese. Geese gets worked through, they get KO'd by the Ninetales. We're moving through here, and now Dreadnought's getting just shredded, and the Duraludon on Yerman Burger Flippers takes it. Now Chroma's on the verge. They get knocked out by the Hyperspace Hole. That defensive Hyperspace Hole comes through with a little bit of offense and gets that KO, and Random Gaming just falling victim back and forth after losing the Dreadnought.
Yeah, we see excellent micro positioning from Yerman's side of the gaming there. They prioritize knocking out the opposing Duraludons. That way only their character with the powerful Dragon Pulse to secure was left when that Dreadnought got low, allowing them to easily take that objective in the face of Random Gaming's remaining characters there.
Chroma doing great work playing bumper bowling there with themselves, using that rollout and chipping up the squad as Random Gaming pulled up for the support here. And now they're going to try and play defense on this goal zone. They're doing pretty good, getting some KOs, make that 2 as all of Random Gaming's across this goal zone, and defense stand works out. Double KO for Gatlu. You got to feel it. But it all started off with the Chroma the Wigglytuff. Yes, they got KO'd, but that was a good rollout there to buy some time.
We see our Random Gaming side pressuring this outside goal, perhaps wanting to get rid of it so they don't have that positional disadvantage leading into the second Dreadnought that will eventually be spawning here. Levels actually quite close between these two teams after Yerman's failed push on that second point bottom.
Yeah, Desu getting chased a little bit. They're forced to retreat, use a little bit of a dragon dance to buy some space, and they're going to try to get into their lane to slow down Nines. Here comes a Chroma, and now they're pushing the bottom goal zone here as Yerman tries to play defense, and Gatlu flies into that center area, that opposing center area here. Kiva and Blaine going to suss out what's going on in this bottom path, see if there's an opportunity to score, as bang, that's just some points raining into the top goal zone. Kiva showing up just a bit late, and Red Maw just going to take some of these Bs. Feels good about this exchange right here as they're 3 levels above.
Very aggressive positioning from Yerman here, eliminating the entirety of the speed zone from Random Gaming as this second Dreadnought is coming up. I wonder, will we even see Random Gaming try to contest this objective? It looks like they are coming down, but it's going to take them an extra long time to get there without that speed flux zone to hurry them along.
Yeah, Hoopa coming in, getting the squad there early. This Dreadnought's fluffy tail and it's getting worked through. There we go. Left side takes it again. It's the Ninetales Blaine this time as Unite moves are flying and the battle is kicking off. I think I just saw a belly flop here by the Greedent coming through, and that Hoop Unbound is literally chasing the squad up the path. That poor Duraludon catching fists from space here as they get KO'd by the combination of them and the Greedent. Kiva feeling good, now just getting some bees, just punishing the bees for existing in their path of this Hoop Unbound.
Yeah, Yerman really getting rewarded there for the positional advantage they created for themselves on the map in that bottom path. Random Gaming was just too slow to get to the objective without that speed flux zone, and then when their Duraludon tried to escape, it didn't have a second point to fall back to that it could feel safe at.
Urzaron feeling good, getting a KO for themselves, and now just going to try and take down this Rotom, not let it get in. But look where Random Gaming is. They're all over this bottom path. They're swarming together, the Greedent, the Wigglytuff, the Dragonite here, and now they're working into the central area of Yerman, trying to get some of that experience. Gatlu sitting in the middle. They're just going to go for a score. Too easy. That score shield is too strong, and now they've got 2-on-2 presence here as Gatlu rolls through as well. And now we have Nazu trying to show who the better Greedent is here as the KOs start raining in, and Blaine finishes off the Wigglytuff Chroma.
We just passed the 3-minute and 30 mark in this match. There's not a single level 13 character yet. These players kind of running past each other, making sure they can put a lot of pressure up. Over almost 250 points for both teams here is a pretty incredible amount before the Zapdos is spawned.
Oh, without a doubt. Now Random Gaming collapses on Nines and the Nazu, the Greedent, as the Unite moves are already flying again, and the Duraludon Geese goes down to Lucario. Nines caught out of nowhere here. They get chased by a Desu. That's a KO. And now they're working back into the goal zone. They got to protect this thing. Hyper Beam goes for the mark here as it's a KO streak of 2 for the Dragonite. Don't step into my field, says them, as the Greedent works through, and now it's a KO streak of 3 for the big old dragon. Look how friendly the orange dragon looks, and look how dangerous it can be.
Dragonite, one of the better characters in the game for knocking out the thicker Pokemon like Greedent. One of the reasons why Dragonite's Hyper Beam is so potent at securing objectives is because it deals extra damage based on how much health its target has. And let me tell you, dude, Greedent's got a lot of health.
Greedent does in fact have a lot of health, and more action kicking off in the top lanes. It's Random Gaming swarming all over these Yerman Burger Flipper squad as Kiva sought in the backside of nowhere, and Redmaw is not letting them go without some pressure as the rest of Random Gaming finds Rotom and sends it down the path.
These Rotoms at the very end before the Zapdos spawns are some of the best in the game. They create an incredible amount of map pressure. You either have to let it crash, and we see the positional advantage here is huge for Random Gaming as they are in the pit ripping this objective before Yerman can even show up.
Random Gaming takes it, and you're right, they take it before they can even show up here. The Dragonite goes straight for the long distance Draco Impact, and they're gonna have trouble finding the goal zone, finally raining in for a Hundo Burger here, as Lucario scores 86 up top, and that Wigglytuff is gonna try and find a Hundo Burger's home right in the middle, straight ducats. That's a Hundo banger, straight in the middle, and now Random Gaming, it's all about playing that defense, but they do have that far goal zone up, which is a great catalyst for scoring points if you're Yerman Burger Flippers.
They're gonna need to score more than a few points here. Even if they put the maximum into this outside goal, they are down by 300 plus points at the moment. They need to crack this outside goal, they need to crack the second goal, and they also need to score points right in Random Gaming's face in that home base.
Great Unite move by the Wigglytuff to try and stem that, keep that defense up. Keep is on the verge, but here comes the Greedent off of the Unite move, and they're all getting portaled back in here as they're working through with full HP. They close the goal zone out with 100. They're still down by 230 here. We have, I think, we still need to pick up some more points if you're Yerman Burger Flippers, and you have to push collectively. Unite move by the Duraludon helps push through as they close out that goal zone. Okay, the point lead is only 130, and Yerman Burger Flippers still pushing.
Here's that final push. While this push was happening, though, Random Gaming sent someone across the map to score more points. Now, we don't just need 100 more points on Yerman's side. We need 200 more points still. 40 gets in, but that is not going to be nearly enough as the remaining members of Yerman are knocked out in Random Gaming's base. And I think this is the end of the game, dude.
Yep, that's how I'm feeling too. KO streak of 3 there for the Duraludon, ending the way this thing started, it feels like, as Gatlu just gets more free points in because, of course, that's just Greedent's job as we're entering garbage time here, and Random Gaming has to be feeling good for punching their ticket to another Grand Finals.
Yeah, so we saw smallest of adjustments here on Yerman's side, choosing to bring up those score shields on a variety of their characters heading into this game too. But the extra scoring potential simply from adding that item was not enough for them to keep up with the incredible amount of burst and secure that Random Gaming had at those objectives, especially at the Zapdos there.